going on, YouTube? It's about that time again. Now we tuned in to Reality Talk News. Karmelo Anthony, it's an update. So they sentenced him to 35 years in prison. So a teen was found guilty of a murder and a fatal stabbing of another teen at a high school track meet last year. Is sentenced to 35 years in prison. Karmelo Anthony, 19, was indicted on first-degree murder in a fatal stab of a 17-year-old Austin Metclaf at the track meet in Frisco, Texas in April 2025. So the prosecutor called the stabbing senseless and plain and simple murder, while the defense argued that Anthony acted in self-defense. Ahead to the closing argument on Tuesday, that the judge decided the jury that considered manslaughter, which is carried sentence up to 20 years in prison. So the jury began to deliberating midday Tuesday before the reaching of the guilty murder verdict in 3 hours. According to the court spokesman, the same jury reached the decision on a sentence after certain more hours of deliberation on Tuesday. So after being renamed of the custody of the sheriff's office, Anthony could be seen crying when he returned to the court for the punishment phrase. According to the ABC Dallas affiliate WFAA, which it was in the courtroom for the trial. So Anthony's mother was the only person that's taking the stand during the punishment phrase, asking the jury to show mercy, that he was sorry what he did. So now, if he felt no remorse, he'd have had more time. They gave him more time. So the WFAA reported that the judge said that Anthony waived his rights to testify against the punishment phrase, according to the station. So the murder charges carry sentence up to 5 years to life in prison. The state allows the jury to consider surreptitious, which is proven, which limits the sentence up to 2 to 20 years. According to the WFAA, the defense argued that Anthony was overwhelmed by the strong motion to act before having to calm down. So a deadly stabbing occurred at Frisco Independent School District Stadium on April 2nd, 2025, during a track and field completion involved multiple schools in the district. The police also stated that Metclaf, which is the 11th grader at Frisco Memorial High School, was stabbed during an altercation under the school tent in the stadium bleachers. So a witness says the two got into an argument over Anthony, then the 17-year-old student at Frisco Centennial High School was being under Metclaf school tent during a raining track meet. So the juries heard testimony over the 4 days of the Collin County Courthouse in McKinley, Texas. Anthony did not take the stand of his own defense, so he refused to take the stand. So when Judge John Roach imposed the gap order in the case, restraining who those involved to say that bear any electronics from the courtroom during the trial due to attention of the case was going. So they didn't allow no cameras in the courtroom. Why was that? Out of all these cases that they allowed, Channel 5 going there, Channel 11, they allowed, but now ain't no news reporters can go in there with cameras. You can't go in there. So this is why they did that, in order to railroad Karmelo Anthony. They did that shit to railroad him. When a person don't have no, why y'all didn't let people in that courtroom with cameras? Because they afraid of what they go to see on camera. I don't understand that one. They should have let them people in there anyway with those cameras. So what's the chat trying to hide? But anyway, the Collin County First Assistant District Attorney Bill told juries that the stabbing was not self-defense of just murder, according to WFAA. In his closing argument on Tuesday, Wisky claimed that Anthony provoked Metclaf, question why the defense did not walk away and call instead disappointed. So why don't get to meet a shove with staff, especially that the provides a shove whiskey told jurors according to WFAA. Defense attorney Mike Howard told jurors that Anthony has gone to the memorial tent to get out of the rain when Metclaf confronted him and told him to leave. WFAA reported Howard and Anthony had acted in fear and chaos after Metclaf pushed him and stabbed the other team in self-defense, according to WFAA. Now, it was a self-defense, so you mean to tell me self-defense is a crime? People get away with self-defense all the damn time. People get away with self-defense all the time, and they never been to jail. So why now y'all not letting those people come in there with those cameras? Why ain't no cameras allowed in the courtroom? That's what I want to know. And not only that, they blocked the door and blocked the entrance where nobody cannot go in there with cameras. What a dumb fucking idiots. They finding something to hide, to railroad people. This is how people get railroad. Why? Because of motherfuckers like them, like that system, don't want to allow nobody in there with cameras. Hit the like button. And I'm gonna say it like this. This is at least everybody go home. All the foolishness going on outside, all the bickering, all the back and forth about race and all that. It ain't about race. Look how many blacks killing blacks. Look how many of those happen. How many people left this world killing another black person. So at least he had got 35 years in prison. So he probably gonna be eligible for parole. Probably, I say he probably get out of probably 20-some years. I'm gonna tell you something. The jury heard testimony over the 4 days at the College County Courthouse, and during his closing argument on Tuesday, Howard said Metclaf had no legal right to use force on Anthony's WFAA report in response of contentions that Anthony could have just left. The defense attorney says, I am sure he wished he did, according to WFAA. Multiple students who were at the racetrack at that day testified that they saw Metclaf push Anthony, who was seated on the bleachers, when some describe it as a two-handed push like the linebacker move, while others said it was the one-handed small shove. WFAA reported. One witness testified that Anthony was asked to leave about 15 minutes, according to WFAA. Some recall Anthony said, touch me and see what happens. According to the education, which witness had last about 4 to 6 minutes, according to WFAA, another witness, quote, Metclaf was telling Anthony, I am not going to fight you. Surveillance footage from the track meets in court did not show the stabbing, and some of the witnesses are asked to demonstrate the incident, according to FAA. After the stabbing, witnesses said Anthony jogged away from the tent, and a coach who spoke to him on the track testified what he said. He put his hands on me, I stabbed him, according to WFAA. A pocket knife used in the stabbing was found in the bleachers. Police said Collin County Medical Examination Dr. Elizabeth Ventura testified that Metclaf was stabbed in the left side of his chest, and a knife perforated his right ventricle, according to FAA. So he stabbed him around the chest. Ventricle. Now, I'm going to tell you one thing. All these people gets into it about not having no cameras. Why the hell did somebody then go in there and get those? Why the hell did somebody then go up in there and ask them in some kind of way? You could have asked his boss, his supervisor, over this judge that they can't have cameras. They said, well, they cannot have no cameras. So why can't they cannot have no cameras in there? Because y'all done doing that old dirty, shady shit in there. Now at least Karmelo Anthony's mama was in there. And let me tell you how these courtroom systems does. They will not bring a witness inside the courtroom. They will do some dirty, underhanded, shady shit by not bringing cameras in the courtroom, but don't want to allow you to bring no recorders and nothing like that in the courtroom because they don't want to hear what the hell they saying in there. They don't want the public to hear what they saying in there in that courtroom. And then this old punk ass defense attorney, he needs to shut the fuck up because he don't know what the fuck going on at that track meet at that day when it happened. Yeah, you right. He could have walked away like you're supposed to, but y'all sit there and y'all didn't want no cameras in the damn courtroom. So right now, I look at this case like it's a underhanded case. This case is an underhanded case right there. They got the witnesses. All the witnesses came in there. If they was black witnesses, they wouldn't even let them in there. I bet you if those witnesses was black, they would not let those witnesses in there. This is what I'm saying. So I'm glad I'm glad it's over with. So he got 35 years. Hopefully he gets extra parole like in 20-some years. And that's it. The show is over. So thank you for watching Reality Talk News.